Hello, this is Carl Gallups from Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups, 1330 WEBY, Gulf Coast Talk Radio. So the mainstream media and radical liberals called Donald Trump a monster, a madman, and even a vile racist. And there are others all over social media even calling for his assassination because they say he's just like Hitler. And all of this is because Donald Trump wants to stop importation and immigration of Muslims until America can get a grip on Islamic terrorism. Terrorism that is already on our shores and in operation in our nation and identified by our own FBI and other government agencies. So Trump is like Hitler? Maybe he's more like Jimmy Carter. You know, the most liberal Democrat president in the White House prior to the current occupier, arguably, in the last several generations. You know, Jimmy Carter. During the Iranian hostage crisis, Carter issued a number of orders to put pressure on Iran. Among these, Iranians were banned from entering the United States unless they opposed the Shiite Islamist regime or unless they had a medical emergency. Here's what Jimmy Carter said back in 1980 to the nation, quote, "The Secretary of Treasury and the Attorney General will invalidate all visas issued to Iranian citizens for future entry into the United States effective today. We will not reissue visas," Carter said, "nor will we issue new visas except for compelling and proven humanitarian reasons or where the national interest of our own country requires it. This directive will be interpreted very strictly," end quote. Meanwhile, don't forget how the Iranian students in the United States were treated by Jimmy Carter and his administration during that time. Carter ordered 50,000 Iranian students in the United States to report to immigration offices with the understanding that they would be deported, those that were in violation of their visas. And so, on December the 27th, 1979, U.S. Appeals Court allowed the deportation of Iranian students found in violation. Now, back in November of 1979, the Attorney General had given all Iranian students 1 month to report to the local immigration office. Around 7,000 were found to be in violation of their visas, and around 15,000 Iranian students were forced to leave the United States under Jimmy Carter. And please don't forget another Democrat president, FDR, during World War II, issuing Executive Order 9066, which authorized the internment of tens of thousands of American citizens of Japanese ancestry and resident aliens from Japan. Roosevelt's order, it was dated February 19, 1942, he gave the military broad powers to ban any citizen from a 50 to 60 mile wide coastal area stretching from Washington state to California and extending inland into southern Arizona. The order also authorized transporting these citizens to assembly centers that were set up and governed by the military in California, Arizona, Washington State, and Oregon. So apparently, barring people into the United States from a terrorist country is not really against our values after all, as Obama and his minions say. But certainly, at one time at least, it was the value held by a couple of Democrat presidents. So Donald Trump, who has not called for internment camps and specifically said he would not do so, simply because he wants to protect our nation, shut down the immigration process of Muslims until we get a grip on the terror cells that are already on our soil. So this Donald Trump, he's a monster and he's a new Hitler? Or is he just a new Carter or a new FDR? Something to think about. Now you know the facts.